Border czar Tom Homan highlighted the Trump administration's deportation efforts and said parents of children born in the United States are not immune from deportation. Having a U.S. citizen child doesn't make you immune from our laws of the country, Homan said Sunday on CBS News' Face the Nation. American families get separated every day by law enforcement. Just days ago, a federal judge sounded the alarm after lawyers accused the Trump administration of deporting a 2-year-old U.S. citizen without meaningful process. The child was deported alongside her sister and mother, who was found to be in the country illegally. Her father filed a petition for release. A hearing on the matter is scheduled for May 16th in Louisiana. Homan defended the decision for the deportation, saying it's on the parents they put their child in that situation. Having a U.S. citizen child after you enter this country illegally is not a get out of jail free card, he said. He also argued the child's mom took her with her upon deportation, calling it Parenting 101 because the mother could have left the child with a relative or another spouse. Host Margaret Brennan noted that the father who filed the petition tried to make arrangements to secure the child, but they were only granted a brief phone call. Homan pushed back before she cut the interview off. That's a parent's decision. It's not a government decision. It's a parent's decision. Oh boy. I've always. Where do we even begin? I guess we could just go in order. Um, so I know that Trump and his merry band of misfits have pushed the idea that, of the whole like anchor baby and people come here from these other countries and they have a kid and, if they're illegal, they think they can use the kid to stay here. But, really ask yourself, like, if you're trying to come to America to better, to have some better life than whatever ravaged region you're from, would you really believe that in the long term you're going to just have a kid and then magically you're secure and well off? I've talked about, you have a lot of illegal immigrants that are working crappy jobs, getting paid sums of money even lower than the minimum wage, and all of it is something they put up with just to make any damn thing. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, again, if you really weigh the pros and cons of having a kid, where it's like, yeah, I know it sounds like an idea that makes sense. Like, this people just come here to have these babies so they can stay here forever. But does it really make sense to say this is a thing that is a get out of jail free card? Because when you use your supposed get out of jail free card to not get deported, you're adding on the get in jail card of having to take care of another life for 18 years or longer. So I would dispute that. Um, but where he says, it's on the parents for taking the child with them, I just kind of, and maybe this is something that would be better communicated while watching the interview. Parenting 101, which I guess is him saying, because I know he says the mother could have left the child with a relative or another spouse. But I don't know if I'm a parent and I'm not, so just hypothetical here. Wouldn't it make more sense for me to want to have my kid with me? Like, if we all know getting into the US legally is not as simple as they like to make it seem. So if the parents were to leave the 2-year-old in America with some other relative or a spouse, isn't there a possibility that they might not see their kid for 6 months, a year, years? I mean, again, he does a really good job of making it seem like this is all just so simple. Why didn't they just leave their kid over here in this country where they possibly might not get back in for multiple years? But it's when you really like think about it. Okay, is this something that you would do if I'm, getting deported? from the U.S. to, I don't even want to say a country because people make fun of me, but if I'm getting deported and I don't know if I'm going to come back within a year or even longer, I probably would prefer to have my kid with me as opposed to being separated for, some indefinite amount of time. But man, the idea of having a kid being a get out of jail free card in America, like the high cost of childcare and baby food. I mean, it's hilarious that's even like a way. And I know he's talking about it in terms of immigration, but I just don't think someone who wants to come here to supposedly live such a comfortable life of, the American experience is going to go, oh yeah, now I suddenly magically want to have baby, and then I'll, everything will be great. Like, no, you have to then take care of the kid for, you know, almost 20 years again, if not longer. So it's just, I don't agree with the framing of this.